Hi Rams, this is Miss Morrow. We are going to walk through one-step inequalities today. Now this also goes back to 6th grade, and you learned this last year, but we're going to continue practicing it a little bit. All right? So we are going to jump right over here to the first part in your notes. You will see your notes. If you are writing this at home, if you have the notes page, you can fill it in. Otherwise, you can write them down, okay? So the first thing to know is, and I have uploaded the picture of the notes so that you can write them on your own, okay? So this little symbol right here means less than. So if I said x is less than 6, that means x could be 5 or 4 or 3. It could be negative 18. It could be 5.5, anything less than 6. Now, this one over here across from it says less than or equal to. So what this means is that x could, if I said x is less than or equal to 6, that would mean x could be 6 or anything less. Okay? Now I'm going to switch over colors here and work on the next symbol. The one right here below would be greater than. Okay? So if I said x is greater than 12, that would mean x could be 12.1 or higher. It could be 12.0185 or higher, right? 12.5 and anything higher than that, as long as it's greater than 12, but it does not include 12. Now, this one over here says greater than or equal to. All right, equal to. Oops, let me. Greater than or equal to. So if I wrote x is greater than or equal to 9, this would mean x could be 9 or anything higher. Okay? Alrighty, and we're going to switch over here to green this time. Now this one means not equal. That means x is not equal to a certain number. And this one means equal. All right. Now, when we work with these over here on the left side, let me switch over to orange now. When I work with these over here, these are a closed circle. Okay. That means when we write it, we take a circle and we fill it in. Okay. These over here on the right, let's see what color we not use. Let's go with that. These over here are an open circle. That means we do not fill it in, okay? We have it, leave it open and not filled in the middle. Alrighty, so next. Oh, that's our open circle and closed circle. All right, open circle means that number is not included. Means if I said x is less than 8, that means 8 is not a solution for the answer. But if I said x is less than or equal to 8, that means 8 would be a possible answer because it has that equal on it. All right, so we're going to practice just looking at what some numbers look like as we model them, okay? So we're going to write through this. I'm going to switch over to a dark red here just so it stands out for you. K is greater than 11. That means it's open circle because it's not including. That means K can be anything above 11, but not including 11. So this is an open circle. Now, this one is written funny. I'm going to come back to that, okay? Number 3 says D is less than 6. That, again, is an open circle. That means D could be anything to the left of 6, anything over here, but it will not include 6 at all. Number 4, C is less than 25. So it means I put my circle at 25 and go left for it's less than. Now, here's the thing. It's not included, right? 25 is not going to be an answer. C can be anything that is less than 25, but not 25. 5 is written a lot like 2, and we'll come back to that. Number 6, x is greater than or equal to, that's that underlined part, 4.5. Means I'm going to put, oops, I'm going to put a closed, oh, sorry, it's trying not want to write. me undo that. I don't know what it's doing. X is, X can be 4.5 or it can be anything greater. See, when you underline that part right there, that means you fill that circle in, okay? That means 4.5 can be a solution, a possible solution. Now, let's think back up here for a second. If I said that 3 is less than 5, that's the same thing as saying 5 is greater than 3. So if I say 12 is greater than or equal to F, that's the same thing as saying F is less than or equal to 12. When I flip the place of these two numbers, I have to also flip the symbol, okay? F is less than or equal to 12. Means I'm going to put a closed circle at 12 because of the equal to, and I'm going to go left right there, okay? Now the bottom one, 0 is less than or equal to B, so then I also need B is greater than or equal to 0. I flip the symbol when I flip the numbers here. So B is greater than or equal to, when I add that or equal to by the underlined part, that means I fill the circle in. All right, make for sure you've had a minute to write those down. Before we move on, I'll make for sure we're getting those filled in there, okay? All right, so let me get rid of my marks here and let's move right along. Okay, so now, remember on last week, we learned to solve inequalities, right? We solved the equations, one-step equations. Well, your inequalities are written just like your equations. Inequalities are solved the exact same way. So I'm going to pick a color here. All right. So inequality. So if I have m plus 3 is less than 15. Okay, we solve it just like the equation. So if I say, what am I doing to m? What is happening to m here? I'm adding 3. So what's the opposite of adding 3? Subtracting 3. And whatever I do to one side of the equal sign, I do to the other. 3 minus 3 cancel each other. I'm left with m is less than. Now 15 minus 3 is 12. M is less than 12. That means m is not going to equal 12, but any m can be any number over here. Now, if we wanted to fill these in and check them, I could say, okay, let's try 6. Is 6 plus 3 going to be less than 15? Yes, because 9 is less than 15. True. Let's try 11. 11 plus 3 is less than 15. Is that true? 14 is less than 15. That is true. Let's try 15. 15 plus 3 is less than 15. Well, 15 plus 3 is 18. Is 18 less than 15? No. All right, it looks like we have this correct, okay? All right. Okay, we're on the next one here. This is a division problem, okay? This is a division problem. This says r divided by 3 is greater than or equal to 27. Now, remember the rule. I have to think about what am I doing to r? What's happening to the r here? I'm dividing by 3. And what is the opposite of dividing by 3? Multiplying by 3. So what I'm going to have to do is multiply this side. Oops, sorry. There we go. I'm going to multiply this side by 3 and this side by 3. Okay? Well, think about this like a fraction. If I have a fraction, I have 3 on top and 3 on bottom. 3 over 3 is the same thing as 1. So I cancel those and it becomes 1. That's 1r. These should typically be lowercase, okay? Sorry if I'm just afraid if I write it might look funny. There we go. R is greater than or equal to, and then I have 27 times 3. Well, 27 times 3 is 81, okay? So this says R is greater than or equal to 81. So if it's or equal to, that means I fill it in because 81 can be an answer. Okay, and so can 82 or 83 or 84. So let's just try it. R divided by 3. So 81 divided by 3 is greater than or equal to 27. Yes, because it's equal in this case. Now, if I did 82 divided by 3, it would become greater than 27. So this is a true statement. All right, we're going to flip to the last one here. But we have a very special rule that we have to talk about before we can actually solve anything here, okay? When you multiply or divide a negative, you should know this rule from last year, you must flip the inequality. Okay? Flip the inequality. Now what this means is right now I have negative 0.2 or negative 2/10 times y is less than 1.8. So I have a negative here. I know that I'm multiplying. So we always ask ourselves, what am I doing to my variable? On this one, I'm multiplying by negative 2/10. So the opposite of multiplying by negative 2/10 would be dividing by negative 2/10. Divide by negative 2/10. Oops, 2/10 right there. Sorry. Okay, so these cancel, right? Same thing on top, same thing on bottom. They cancel. The only thing is different is my y. And then I have 1.8 divided by negative 2, or 0.2. Well, the answer there is going to be a 9. But positive divided by negative, remember your triangle rule? We have positive and negative, negative. Have a positive divided by negative. Remember, cover those up. I'm left with a negative. So my answer is a negative 9. But here's the thing we can't forget, okay? That right there and that right there. When I divided by a negative, I have to flip this around. Instead of it being less than, it's going to now be greater than, okay? So y will be greater than negative 9. Now it's not a greater than or equal to, so I can't fill it in. It's just greater than. Okay, how do you feel about those? Makes sense so far? I hope so. All right, so now this is going to be put into your Go formative for you to go through and practice. You're going to do some practice on this, okay? There will be a formative assessment tomorrow over everything we learned so far, okay? All right, let me know if you have any questions, Rams. Thank you.